The other day, I went on Reddit and asked you guys your movie hot takes, and now I'm going to react to them because some of these are just absolutely insane. So let's get it started with our very first hot take. Horror movies are the best out of any other genre. Great movies become masterpieces, good movies become great, and bad movies become fun cult classics to laugh at with your friends. The only rule of horror is don't be boring. Now, this is kind of a cold take, but I actually completely agree with this. I think horror movies are an incredibly flexible genre. There's so many stories that you can tell in the genre of horror. I mean, take Hereditary as an example.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
It's terrifying, it's disturbing, and it has some of the best modern horror we'll ever see. But it's also a very grounded drama about this broken family. And even take Obsession that just came out recently. It's about love and how it can damage us and toxic relationships, and it works so well. I completely agree with this. The horror genre is the best thing ever. This is a 10 out of 10 hot take. If you get yourself hyped for a movie, then you only have yourself to blame when it's not the greatest thing ever and you're left disappointed. Yes. I think we can relate this to a lot of modern Marvel movies. And they hype up with the trailers and all these big reveals and all these crazy things that fans are coming to really look forward to, and they don't pay it off in the way that they thought, that it can leave people extremely disappointed. I also really hate the stigma of people hating on something before it comes out. Like a trailer will drop and they'll be like, that's gonna be so ass, it's gonna literally be the worst thing ever. I just don't really understand that. I don't get it. Can we just wait and then you guys can form your own opinion when it comes out? Anyways, this is another good hot take. Okay, let's do the next one. The first 4 Transformers movies are some of my favorite action movies. It wasn't until the 5th one that I felt like I was finally watching the movies that the critics had been talking about all these years. Okay, here's the thing. The first Transformers movie is totally fine. I don't really have anything wrong with that film. Second one is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't explain it. It is just genuinely one of the most dog water movies I've ever seen. And the third movie is just okay, I don't know, has some cool action, but it is kind of a nothing burger. These movies are bad. I don't think people realize that Michael Bay made bad Transformers movies. These are not good Transformers movies. They have never been. Please stop trying to defend them. I'm fucking done. Batman Begins is the best movie of the Nolan trilogy. Nolan hasn't made a good movie since The Prestige. Nolan was the wrong director to take on The Odyssey. And Villeneuve is the wrong director to take on the next Bond movie. Alright, I got some opinions on this. I actually think Christopher Nolan was such a good choice for The Odyssey. I think he's doing something really epic and big and grand for this film that I don't think people are realizing. He's a very big director. I mean, he talks about IMAX all the time. I mean, even look at Oppenheimer. That could have just been a very smaller, a little bit more quiet movie, but he made this giant epic. As for The Odyssey, I think it's his perfect next stepping stone. I know a lot of people have troubles with the casting and who he's put into the film, but I honestly have a lot of faith in how this will come out. And now, Denis for the next Bond film. I am so excited for this. I think Denis also has kind of that grand filmmaking that Christopher Nolan has, and I feel like that's gonna be so cool for James Bond. Sure, we just got the serious James Bond, but I do think that Denis is a really, really good choice, but I think that he could do something that feels epic, and I think James Bond needs to feel epic again. So yeah, I don't agree with this. Fuck you, you're wrong. Just because a movie was dog shit when it came out 30 years ago doesn't mean it's overlooked, underrated, or suddenly a cult classic today. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna give you guys a hot take. This is the Star Wars prequels for me. When the Star Wars prequels came out, everybody fucking hated them. I mean, sure, there was still hype around them because it's Star Wars. Of course, there's always going to be hype. I mean, we sure, try to act like it didn't happen, but people were excited about the sequels when they were coming out. There was hype around those movies. Same with the prequels, but people didn't really like the prequels. Now, I do like Revenge of the Sith, but Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace are incredible examples of this. I feel like people just defend this trilogy so much because of Clone Wars. The trilogy by itself doesn't work without the Clone Wars knowledge. Try to strip that away, and you find all the holes that you'll find in this prequel trilogy. Anyways, yeah, I guess I kind of agree with this. Boom. Everything Everywhere All at Once is awful. I don't see anything wrong with the proliferation of remakes, sequels, and prequels, etc. Also, I think that just because a person plays the same role in every movie, it doesn't make them a bad actor. It just means that they are not a great actor, because we don't see their range. I think The Rock is an okay actor. Whoa. I think it's totally okay to have a certain role that you play. Like, if you're an action star and you only do action movies, I think that's totally okay. Let's think Robert Downey Jr., right? Now, we know that this guy has range. We've seen him in other films, but for the longest time, basically 10 years, he was Tony Stark. He played that role for a very long time, but everyone loved him. He was great in that role. His acting was phenomenal. And then you look at The Rock, who people normally hate on, but he's just in, generic, boring action flicks. Now, I'm not saying that The Rock is a good actor. I actually think he's not that great of an actor, but it doesn't hurt for an actor to have something that they fall into. It's a part of the job. You market yourself as, I can do this thing and I can do this thing well. The Rock is an action star. The Marvels is not a bottom 10 MCU movie. Big movie directors think 3-hour movies are necessary, and they're not. Gone Girl is just Fight Club for femcells. Man of Steel is the best live-action Dragon Ball Z movie we're ever going to get. I'll do you one better. Man of Steel is the perfect example of what live-action anime fights should look like. Say what you will about Man of Steel, but the fights do look amazing. And I think that if people are going to adapt something like Dragon Ball Z, or hell, even My Hero Academia, you have to have this sort of template for your fights. Big, epic, and destructive. Boom. Quentin Tarantino is a terrible director. Outside of Django Unchained, he has never made a good movie. Okay. Other than Kill Bill Part 1. Alright guys, well that's all the time that I have for today, but I hope you enjoyed me reading some hot takes and talking about some of my opinions. I think I'm going to do this again with some other editions and versions, maybe movies again. But let's just read one more to close us out. Forrest Gump is a piece of shit movie, and so is Oppenheimer. I hated watching them both.